But now we've gone ahead and read about 2 chunky paragraphs. When I say go, not till I say go, I want you to turn and talk to your partners and write a main idea note in the left margin, similar to how I did, summing up what was talked about in those 2 paragraphs. When I say go, what will you be doing? Check. John, what are we going to be doing if we're sending that enthusiasm this way? Thank you, Elibeth. Thank you, Felicia. For what paragraphs? Paragraph 3 and 4, right? And you're writing it on what side? The left side, good. And you do this on soft voices, go. Actually, Elizabeth. What's going on in paragraph 3 and 4? On you go. I know it's a very complicated lesson. Stick to what's happening on these 2 paragraphs. Think about who we learn about, who are they talking a lot about, what do they keep on repeating? That's a major idea that we can write in this main idea. Yeah, what they talk about, what specifically about. What else do they talk about? No, that was we got. What did they talk about specifically? I'm getting some very good vocabulary from Felicia. You have about a minute left. Make sure that you have your main idea note written down. Hear my voice clap once. Hear my voice clap twice. You hear my voice clap 3 times. We're going to keep our surprise. So what do we learn about Williams, Carlos Williams? And yes, his name's a little funky because his first name is his last name. I get it. It's like ours, like Batista, Cesar Batista, or like Cesar Batista, Cesar. But we're going to roll with it, right? So what do we learn about Williams, Carlos Williams? In these 2 paragraphs, specifically, like what is the major idea that we need to learn about Williams, Carlos Williams? Several of you guys know you guys have this down on your paper. What's the major idea, major information that we get that's kind of repeated throughout these 2 paragraphs? Check Jeremy out, sending that enthusiasm his way, because he's got this. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Precious. I would agree. That's exactly what I was looking for. So if you do not have that word diverse in your main idea note, go ahead and write it down now. So Williams Carlos Williams had a very diverse background and childhood. See Juan is getting this down. Again, if you don't have this, add it to your main idea note, even if you have one already. Tracking me in 3, 2, and 1. Just a quick reminder, guys. Like I know that like our seating is a little off. If you do need to get out of your seat, just raise your hand. Okay, because I've seen 2 folks just get out of your seat. Just make sure you raise your hand, and that way I can. Okay. Cool. So now again, what is our purpose as we continue reading paragraph 5 and on? What is our purpose? Our first purpose. What is it? Christine. Good, so we're going to go ahead and pick up on paragraph 5, thinking about what's going on. Pick up for us, please, Leisha. His family?
His family was another major influence in his poetry, possibly because his father's choice of schooling helped him develop his writing purpose. He wrote The Sparrow and the Clouds about his father. The Widow's Lament in Springtime was written about his mother's last days, reports by Herbert Slade Bullets. In his book, Something Urgent, I Have to Say to You, his patients and other Americans helped inspire his poetry and style. His classic short story, The Use of Force, describes a moving time with a little girl who was a patient, had diphtheria, and refused to open her mouth for him to treat her condition.
Last paragraph. In conclusion, Williams Carlos Williams, a gifted poet, made a revolutionary discovery in his style of writing. Its straightforward and unpretentious nature was controversial. Although not all critics approved of him and his writing, including his best friends, he worked hard to be accepted and well known. His passion for writing gave him the perseverance needed to exceed expectations and prove himself to the world. As he continued to write, his writing style had a significant effect on the literary world. Williams once said this of his writing: "Times change and forms, their meanings alter. Thus new poems are necessary. Their forms must be discovered in the living language of their day, or old forms embodying exploded concepts will tyrannize over the imagination." You tracking me? Before we write a main idea note for these 2 poems, I quickly just want to explode a word. So we have the word here, unpretentious. Go ahead and circle that word. See Kiara circling it, so Sean, so is that Elise and Leisha. Now, can anyone take a stab at what this word means? And I'm just going to reread that sentence. So, in conclusion, Williams Carlos Williams, a gifted poet, made a revolutionary discovery in his style of writing. Its straightforward and unpretentious nature was controversial. Its straightforward and unpretentious nature was controversial. Can anyone take a stab at what unpretentious means? Thinking about his writing style, we've heard certain things about his writing style. What do you think the word unpretentious means? Check, Marcos?
Yes, it's like, he didn't like pretend he's right.
Oh, it's like being for real? Okay, in a way. Any other guesses or predictions? Check, Catalina, it looks like you want to say something. Send that enthusiasm our way. Again, we're taking a risk and it's okay to be wrong.
Does it mean like not challenging?
In a way, right? So unpretentious, what it means is basically to be like not aka simple. It means to be like not fancy. It's like his writing is straightforward and not fancy. It's very simple.
This was
specific, it doesn't have a simple word.
Yeah, you're right. The word itself is kind of pretentious, if you think about it. So now we've gone ahead and read paragraphs 5 and 6. We're going to go ahead and write another main idea note just based off of these 2 paragraphs. You're writing it in that left margin, just like we did before, on soft voices. Cool. Oh, because I'm the next one.